Hi everyone, Tom here from Ludus Gym, and this is going to be the first video of a new series of home gym workouts. So as I'm sure you're all aware, all the public gyms have closed, so I've lent out a lot of my kit to all my clients, so all you guys can follow along with this, the ones that have got the equipment to do so. And all the online shops have pretty much sold out all the kit now, so there'll be a lot of you with all this new kit, looking for programs, looking for exercises to do at home. So follow along with this series. Today we're going to go through a squat session. Areas we want to focus on for squats is the flexibility of the ankles, the hip flexors and the glutes. So let's go into the hip flexors first. We call this stretch the couch stretch. You can do it up against a sofa, or I prefer a wall. It's harder up against a wall. So you put your knee right into the corner of the wall, foot's up against the wall. You're going to pick your left foot up, so you've got roughly 90 degrees here. When I first did this was about as far up as I could get, so don't push it too far if you've not done it before. Inhale, bum towards the wall. Exhale, push your hips forward. You'll feel the stretch in the quads and the hip flexors. So the idea of this is warming up to a squat session. So you want to keep it quite active. Don't do too much static stretching. So inhale, exhale, push through. Go for say 5 rounds of this. Then after that 5 rounds, then just try and sit up as tall as you can. We'll then get further up in the hip flexors, so a little bit of obliques and abs as well. You want to do both sides, and then as you try and progress it, you want to try and use some yoga blocks. So knee goes up against the wall, and then the foot then comes up onto yoga block, or ideally to progress up into it. You can use anything, weights, books, whatever you've got at home. So then inhale, exhale, push through. This just adds a little bit extra to the stretch. So same again, go for about 5. According to the breath as much as you can. And then try to sit up nice and tall, push through this leg, so I'm pushing away to get myself up and close to the wall. Try not to arch your lower back too much, try and keep those abs in tight, pushing your glutes through, and you'll really get this in the hip flexors and quads. Open up those hips. Okay, so that's the front of the hips done. So now I want to focus on the glutes. So for that one, we're going to use a box or a bench or a sofa, whatever you've got at home. You want to lay your shin horizontal to the bench. This knee then is going to drop down to the side. You can feel the stretch across the glute here, piriformis area, and you're going to drop the chest over the top. So if you've ever done yoga before, like a pigeon pose, like a raised pigeon pose on this one. Push and pull into there a few times, and you'll feel release all the way around the outside here. So then the third one we're going to go for is ankle stretch. So we're going to have one foot on the box. You could try and push your knee as far forward as you can, whilst keeping the heel in contact as well. And then if you want, you can add some resistance to it. And that's really going to stretch out those calves. You may feel a little bit of an impingement in the ankle, but the idea is to get this angle here as acute as possible, so we can get some real good depth in those squats. So give those 3 stretches a go, guys and girls, before every squat session, or if you're feeling tight, just do it throughout the day. Give me some feedback, let me know how you like those. And we go through a high volume warm up for a squat session today. So most of you are going to be training at home now due to all the gyms being closed. So we want to be focusing on light weights, high reps, lots and lots of blood flow. So it's going to be 3 different exercises, and you can do 4 sets of 20 on each exercise. So all you need is a band and something to step up onto. So I'm going to start with Romanian deadlifts. So come in normal deadlift stance, feet shoulder width apart, stand on the band, grab hold of your band, little bend in the knees, they don't come forwards past the hands, okay? So they stay back, and then you push your hips forward. So your abs are tight, shoulders are back, pushing back into the hamstrings as far as they'll stretch, and then pushing those hips through. Nice and slow on the way down, nice and fast on the way up. Really focus on squeezing the glutes as hard as you can at the top, stretching the hamstrings on the bottom. This is nice and light, nice and easy. Alternatively, you could do some dumbbells or kettlebells, anything you've got really. But a band adds a nice little bit of accommodating resistance at the top and really forces you to engage those glutes. So the only difference between this and a deadlift is from here, you would then push the knees forward on a deadlift to get that leg drive. So on an RDL, you're just keeping the hips back. Not letting those knees come forward at all, okay? So I think that's about 20. Next exercise is going to be a single leg step up. So 1 foot on the box. We're trying to let this leg do all the work. So this leg stays static. Lift yourself up and then lower yourself as low as you can. Nice and slow and controlled. So you want to choose something where you're sort of getting decent sort of squat depth, 90 degrees or lower if you can. So we'll go 10 on each leg for these. This also helps if you've got one leg that's quite a bit stronger than the other. Just wakes them both up independently. Gets them ready, because when we do the two-legged squats, most people you'll find that one leg is predominantly taking 60% or more of the weight. So this is a good stability exercise to make sure they're both firing. Next we're going to do a banded crunch. So we're going to pop the band over the rack here or anything you've got at home. You're just going to put your hands inside, stand over the top of it. You're going to squeeze your abs and crunch down, like so. If you exhale, you can get a deeper contraction. So what we're trying to do is lock down the abs. So as you brace and get ready for a squat, this is a similar sort of movement to what you'll be doing. This just goes a little bit further. So as you notice, I'm not pulling down on the band with my arms, they're literally just holding on for a bit of resistance. All I'm doing is rounding my thoracics and contracting my abs. So it's a real small, subtle movement. Takes a bit of practice, but if you get it right, you can get a real good contraction on the abs. And do a ton of reps on these. So when you're walking out your squat, bracing those abs, it's the same sort of feel there. So go 4 rounds of this, nice quick intensity, no rest needed. You have loads and loads of blood in those legs, abs are engaged, ready for the squats. Okay, so for the main session today, we're going to do some more step ups, but weighted, so I've just got some 10s here to hold on to, nothing crazy, just a little bit of extra load. Into back squats, I'm using a safety squat bar today, just getting used to the feel of that, so I've got a charity fundraiser coming up. Pretty soon I'll be able to tell you all about shortly. And then kneeling ab wheels. So you can get one of these this is from Strength Shop, members like it because it's got 2 wheels, a bit more stable than the singular one. Amazon, eBay, I mean even Lidl sell them sometimes, pretty cheap and cheerful. If you haven't got a bar and a squat rack, then use what you've got, just use a kettlebell for now, or children, or books, whatever, anything you can use that's got a little bit of weight to it. So let's get straight into it. So the first set we're going to do, we're going to go straight from the step ups, straight into the squats, and straight into the kneeling ab wheels. So we've always got to warm up on the main movement first, which is going to be the squats. We're going to do 1.5 squats today. So always warm up with an empty bar. So this is what a 1.5 squat's going to look like. You're going to come to your normal squat stance, hips back, hips open, all the way to depth, pause, up to halfway, pause, all the way down, pause, all the way back up. So no matter how strong you are, you should always be warming up with an empty bar. Have a little pause at the bottom, open up those hips, make it all feel nice before getting some weight on. So for my first working set today, I'm going to go 60 kilos on here. I'll keep the step ups the same weight, and then just keep increasing the weight of the main movement, so the back squat for today. So it's going to be a big giant set. We're going to go 10 reps on here, so 5 on each leg. We're going to go 10 reps of the 1.5 squats, and we go 10 reps of kneeling ab wheel. So it's holding the here. going to do 8 reps of everything this time, so the reps have gone down from 10 to 8. We're going to keep the A exercise, the step-ups, the same weight, and the C exercise, the knee and ab wheels, the same, but we're going to increase the weight on the back squats if you can. So I've gone from 60 to 80, so let's get straight into it. And start on the opposite leg this time. Try and alternate which one you start on each set. So the reps have gone down to 6 now. So that's going to be 3 on each leg of the step-ups, 6 1.5s. So I've increased the weight from 80 up to 100. So the 1.5s really allow you to drop the total weight down, because most of you guys at home aren't going to have as much access to as much weight as you would at a normal commercial gym. So these are a great variation to keep that intensity really, really high and build some strength and size. So let's get into it. So alternate back to the left leg, 3 on each leg. So out all the way, come back a quarter of the way, all the way out again and then back. So. I'm going to finish today's session with some heavy walkouts. So I've worked up to a weight of 220. I know the weight shouldn't be on that way, it should be bumpers first, but I've lent all my kit to everyone else, and trust me, it's messing with my OCD just as much as it is yours, so no comments, especially you, Darryl, on this one. This is to help with my core strength on the abs and the upper back for a charity fundraiser I've got coming up. I can't reveal too much about that one yet, but stay tuned and you'll find out more about it very soon. So I'm going to try and hold this for about 20 seconds, walk it out, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the upper back, stand nice and tall, so here goes. So 20 seconds felt right, so I pushed it a little bit, went for 30 seconds. It's just a lot of pressure on the traps, which I'm not used to because the bar's normally right on the rear delt, so it's going to take a little bit of getting used to, but it's getting there. So I'm going to leave the session there for me today, guys. If you want to do a little bit more resistance work, then feel free to put in what you normally do, but I've got a conditioned session to do later, so make sure you join me for that one. Let's get in the best shape of our lives together. Until next time, see you later.